If you want to get on a future Mailbag show, use hashtag Saints down in the comments to get your question featured, but you must be subscribed. If you're not subscribed, let's change that. Go down, hit that big red sub button. Who Dat Nation? Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I am Will Scott here with Saints Now, and on today's show, we're going to be getting into a Saints mailbag. You have questions, I have answers, and we begin with Captain Rivalry, who says, most likely running back traded for if when Alvin Kamara is suspended. Here are some trade targets that we've talked about on the show. Two guys from the Browns. They have a lot of depth at the running back position on that team. So did the Miami Dolphins. They don't really need Gaskin. Last year he was the primary running back. Now he's RB4. Josh Jacobs did not have his option picked up. He's been in trade rumors. And then Darrell Henderson from the Rams could be another guy that gets traded. So 5 pretty decent names here on this list that could make some sense for the Saints. And then here are 5 running backs that are still out there for the taking in free agency. So you have Justin Jackson, Latavius Murray, obviously Murray, a familiar name, Devontae Booker, Devontae Freeman, and David Johnson. So David Johnson, we talked about him because he participated in a tryout during minicamp. However, he was not signed, much to my liking because I do not think he's very good. Let's talk about Alvin. His court date is currently set for August 1st because of the alleged battery that took place in Las Vegas over Pro Bowl weekend. So once that court date happens, once that's in the books, we're going to probably figure out pretty quickly what a suspension is looking like. Here are the roster cut dates. So August 16th, it goes from 90 to 85. August 23rd, it goes from 85 to 80. This is kind of like The Bachelor and Bachelorette, just goes down each and every single week. I watch that show, I have to admit. 80 to 53 on August 30th, so that's when the 53-man roster will be set. Better options are coming, right, in terms of the running backs. And I feel like the Saints are waiting to make a move on a running back until after the Kamara suspension rolls in, which is probably going to be the first week of August. If it's a short suspension, 2 or 3 games, maybe it doesn't make sense giving up a decent amount for Kareem Hunt or D'Ernest Johnson for the Browns. So, but if he's suspended 6 games, then yeah, you might want to give up a pick or 2. Name a running back the Saints should add. Go down in the comments section and let me know. It's the pinned comment on today's video. When ad break comes, go down and let me know what you think. I would say, personally, D'Ernest Johnson, I think, makes the most sense and would be cheaper than Kareem Hunt. Richard, what's going on? He says, who do you think the Saints have a higher chance of beating, the Rams or the Bengals? Those are 2 of the biggest games of the season. The Rams matchup takes place in the Dome, Week 11. Going to be a big test second half of the season, and this is going to be the first matchup in the Superdome between the Rams and New Orleans. Producer Trace, why'd you put this on the screen? You're bringing back bad memories since the no call, which kept the Saints out of the Super Bowl that year. Complete BS. Moving on to the Bengals matchup, that's going to be Week 6. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, homecoming back to the boot. That's going to be crazy. There's going to be so many Burrow and Chase LSU jerseys at that game. This could be the most fun game of the 2022 season. It's apparently a noon game, which is crazy. I mean, this should be prime time, Monday Night Football, under the lights, but it's a noon game because the NFL is stupid. I think the Saints are going to win the Rams game 30-24. I think that's just, and look, I understand that the no call was like 3 years ago at this point. I'm not over it. I guarantee you everyone else in New Orleans is not over it. That's the revenge game, I think, for the Saints 3 years later. I get it, 3 years later. But still, revenge game, 30-24, Saints win it. I don't know if they're going to win the Week 6 matchup, though, against the Bengals. I mean, Joe Burrow coming back to New Orleans. Keep in mind, it's the same building that he won the national championship game in 2021. That was a 2020 national championship game. They won the 2019 championship that season. So, yeah, it's going to be. I think the Saints are going to lose that game. I would say, let's say 33-26. Something like that, but the Bengals are going to be tough to slow down, man. Which one do you think the Saints are going to win if you had to pick one? Is it going to be the Rams or is it going to be the Bengals? Type LAR for Rams or type CIN for Bengals down in the comments. Here's why you should subscribe, because we're bringing you 100% free Saints content, interactive videos, news, rumors, anything we see about the Saints we're talking about. And we're almost 8,000 subscribers, so hit that big red sub button and turn on notifications. I want to shout out my new friend Josh that I saw at the gym the other day. Josh from Louisiana, Lafayette to be exact. Appreciate you, man, driving those trucks around. So thanks for subscribing to the channel, one of our newest subscribers. If you subscribe to the channel, you got a chance at a shout out, so go down, take advantage. Cam Armstrong says, who should the Saints extend first? Davenport, McCoy, CD, or David Onyemata, or Hardy? So, that's a good question. I'm going to say McCoy. I feel like he's shown, some potential in terms of what he can do. And then you also have Gardner Johnson as well that you could potentially extend. And now that I think about it, I'd probably extend CD first out of those names that you just mentioned, because CD probably the best player out of those. Here's what Richard said in a reply to a community post. I say CD because he's been consistent, but I would wait till the end of the season to see if Davenport can stay healthy, then extend him. That's a good point, Rich. I would say CD as well, and Davenport, if he plays well, then yeah, extend him, figure that out as well, Mickey Loomis. Who do you think is going to be extended first? Is it going to be Marcus Davenport, Eric McCoy, Gardner Johnson? Is it going to be D.O., type D.O., or Deontay Hardy, type D.H., down in the comment section? I think we're all happy to have Jarvis Landry back in the boot, and you can go get your Jarvis Landry jerseys at chatsports.com/juice. That's the link right there. Great deal we're giving you here at Chat Sports, so go take advantage of it. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Toxic Ghostman says, I got the Saints going 12-5, maybe 11-6 this year. I know it's Dennis Allen's first year as a head coach for the Saints, but it won't matter. After this year, Tom Brady is 0-6. Let's go. Here is the Saints' 2020 schedule. We'll kind of run through it. Week 1, they got the Falcons and the Bucks and the Panthers. I see 3 wins right there, honestly. And then the Vikings. I think they start 3-1. And then moving on to this next bunch of games, Seahawks, Bengals, Cardinals, and Raiders. The first half of the season isn't like super tough, and then it gets a little bit tougher here. Ravens, at Steelers, against the Rams, at 49ers. That's a tough stretch. I think if the Saints win 2 games there, I'll be pretty happy. And then at Tampa Bay, Monday Night Football, Week 13, a Week 14 bye. That is a late bye week. Week 15 against the Falcons, and then they close with this stretch of games at Browns, at Eagles, against Panthers. So easy win in Week 18 against the Panthers. I think they're going to win at least 10 games. I think 10-7, 11-6 is extremely realistic. It's obviously one more win than last season when they barely missed the playoffs. But this football team is better. They're healthier. And their schedule's a little bit easier. I think they win at least 10 games. What is your 2022 record prediction? Go down and let me know in the comments. Is it 12-5, 11-6, 10-7, 9-8? Go down. Let me know what you think. Let's get into our last question from That Guy Powell. Did you see Mike Gesicki isn't getting a long-term extension? Could the Saints try to trade for him this offseason or sign him next offseason? Yes, so he was one of the guys that did not reach a long-term deal with his team. He was placed on the franchise tag. Friday was the deadline. After the deadline, you cannot sign him to an extension. So the Dolphins are going to have to let him become a free agent if they don't tag him again. Here's what he did last season. He set a career high in receiving yards, just 2 touchdowns, but the 73 receptions rank 5th amongst all tight ends. When you're talking about Gesicki, he's a weapon, but the blocking is just not there. He's one of the worst blocking tight ends in football, but he makes up for that with what he's able to do in the pass, in terms of the passing game. So I really like Gesicki, and if he's available in a trade, which I don't think he will be, I think this is a make-or-break year for Tua. They're going to want to surround him with a lot of weapons, including Gesicki. I don't see him getting traded, but I think the Saints might be a favorite to sign him next spring if he becomes a free agent. Thanks for watching this edition of Saints Now. Appreciate you all subscribing to the channel. This has been Will Scott. Who dat?